Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 16th to the 31st, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so much for doing so. And I do apologize about my voice. I have a bit of a cold, so do bear with me. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So we have the Nine of Wands. That's very interesting. So if you're born on the cusp with Taurus, or if you have Taurus energy in your chart, they also were crowned by the Nine of Wands. So check them out because I'm just seeing that pull to you guys here. So strong Taurus energy. So then we have the Seven of Swords reversed. So there's going to be lies that are being released, which is really cool. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We then have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Six of Cups. And we have the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands. So that's interesting. So here, the Five of Wands is fighting for the sake of fighting. So just being aware of that during this time, that we can have things that really bother us, that we have things that are really frustrating to us. But in the end, what Spirit is saying here right now, which I actually really like, is that it's just nonsense for the sake of nonsense. It's not going to have that long-term effect that we think it might have, like something that really bothers us. It's not if it's something bigger. If you're sitting there and saying, no, Dane, this is, really big, then of course. But Spirit is saying here, some things that are going to be aggravating during this time, they're just not going to be worth your time and attention. The Five of Wands is pettiness for the sake of pettiness. So do be mindful about that during this time, not to be pulled into other people's nonsense or just the nonsense energy in and of itself. Crowned with the Nine of Wands, we're tired. We're tired. We feel battered. We feel broken. We feel achy. We can have a bit of a headache. Our body could hurt. We could have a cold, like me. Or you can, just be feeling like I'm tired, right? I'm tired of always fighting. I'm tired of having to, keep on going. And I don't mean that in a nihilistic way at all. What Spirit is really saying is like, I'm tired of the energy of one battle after another, after another, after another. And just even acknowledging that during this time and saying, you know what, I don't want this. I don't want this energy. I don't want this space. I don't want this fight anymore. It's going to be really important. It doesn't mean that we don't fight for what we believe in, for what's, sacredly important to us, but it does mean that we're much more aware of the energy that's being spent in this world, our energy that's being spent in this world, but also the energy as a collective. So that's going to be very interesting here. With the Seven of Swords reverse, we're releasing a lot of lies. Now, it can be that lies come out during this time, and that would be awesome. But it's also going to be lies that we told ourselves, things that we thought we could never do because XYZ said this once upon a time. And there's going to be a liberation from a release of these lies. With the Four of Pentacles, this is vampiric energy. So just be mindful about this during this time. We're going to be looking at things, and as lies are released, we start to see the vampiric energy where this lie, but I'm also hearing here Chiron. So Chiron is the wounded warrior. And in astrology, wherever your Chiron is in your natal chart, that is where your original wound is, where like all the other wounds kind of build off of. So being mindful about that there. If we look at our natal chart, if we look at it up online and we see where our Chiron is, we can look at this wound here, this vampiric energy, and probably see where, I say probably because for some it's going to be different because this is a general reading, but you can see where that original wound started and how it kept on building. So this vampiric energy is going to be something that has been building for quite some time, and we're going to become really aware of it. Now with the Six of Cups, there's a longing for the past. Now, this might make us very nostalgic. It might make us, turn more towards the historical, but we're going to be looking at things as they were once upon a time. And that's actually going to be very comforting for us. It can be taking up crafts or hobbies or things that are more, people would say, more antiquated, but really finding a sense of joy and a sense of peace in the more mundane. And I think that's going to be something that's very interesting because I'm just seeing, I'm just seeing once upon a time, once upon a time. So when we're connecting with this, now we do have to be mindful with the Six of Cups to always think things were better once upon a time. And that's not true. If you studied history at all, you'll know that. But here with the Six of Cups, there is that sense of what is my heart embracing, what is coming from my past that I need to really embrace in the present, and also what from my inner child is coming forward that is being told to me that I might not be listening to or having a bit of trouble listening to. So that's going to be very interesting. And again, with the Five of Wands, don't fall into pettiness. It'll be really easy to, and not interesting, but it's going to be interesting to see the vampiric energy coming through, the lies, right? And then this is just where we're so used to fighting, right? We're so used to fighting that even if we don't have something to fight, we're going to be like, oh, I have to fight this, or I have to do this, or this energy is just so chaotic. And others can be looking at us and being like, well, you have it really good. Like everything's going really well. Like, why don't you just calm down a minute? Now, people could say that and not know the full extent of things, of course, but there's going to be something here where also we're just so used to fighting, to having that chaotic energy around us. We could have been raised in it, have relationships in it, and now it's just become something that we're comfortable with because it's our normal. And Spirit is saying, why? So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowflake in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random on the 1st of February. A video will go up announcing the winner, and then all the directions will be in that video. So keep your eyes open for that. And do not be scammed. There we go. Do not be scammed by anybody in the comment box contacting you, pretending to be me. It will not be me. So just be aware of that, and good luck to everyone. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. Okay, so here we have focus reverse, and we have creative in the upright position. Our focus can be all over the place during this time. So just being respectful to ourselves, going slow, kind of reining things in a little bit for us would be a good idea, Gemini. But just knowing that the focus needs some attention, but that we're going to be highly creative during this time, which can also be why the focus is everywhere, because we are so highly creative and we are cultivating that creativity. So just being aware of that and connecting with that energy is going to be so good. And also just embracing the creative is going to be so healing for us. It's going to be something that feeds, oh my gosh, it feeds our soul and our spirit and ourself, and really helps us elevate our energy vibration. So let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Here we have forgiveness. This is the heart chakra. So embracing forgiveness of ourselves, for embracing forgiveness of others is going to be important, but embracing the heart and really forgiving ourselves, moving forward, and saying, you don't have to be perfect. A lot of people look at Geminis, and we read a lot of write-ups of Geminis, right? I myself am one, and it's always like how flighty we are, or how, like scatterbrained and this and that. But they don't realize that Geminis put a lot on themselves, right? We have this way of connecting with the words and the feelings of people, and we take a lot on, and we move on to things because we get bored, but we can also hold ourselves responsible for a lot. And so here, when Spirit says embrace forgiveness, it's like, you don't have to be perfect. You didn't have to get it right the first time or even the second or third. And this is going to be a time where we look at ourselves and we start to show ourselves compassion. And that's going to be a really big thing, because people always think, oh, Gemini, just like fun at a party and great with information and all this stuff, really great to have around. But we take on a lot, and that's not always seen, and we hold it in. So let yourself forgive. Let's see here what Spirit wants us to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This one right here. This is the King of Cups. Be mindful of emotional manipulation. Somebody who really kind of throws their weight around is going to be a bigger person. Just like, I just see them as bigger than you. So it doesn't mean that they have to be very big. You might be slight. So here with the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But I do see this more as somebody who is just very emotionally manipulative and uses their influence in a way that isn't good. So just be mindful about that during this time. All right, so let's see let's see what astrology has to say in accordance with the tarot. So on the 16th of January, when we're going from the 16th to the 31st, on the 16th of January, we have the moon in Aries squared Mercury in Capricorn. This is going to be a time where it's difficult to communicate, where, kind of not open, but we are finding it hard to find the right words, to communicate openly and effectively. We're stumbling over our words, so do be mindful about this during this time. We can feel really caged in because our communication isn't at its best, and that's something that we find very frustrating as being ruled by Mercury would make it. On the 7th, well, we ourselves, Gemini, are ruled by Mercury. So whenever we are not able to communicate fully or feel understood, that's something that's very hard for Geminis. On the 17th of January, we have the moon in Aries trine Venus in Sagittarius. This brings stability and security into life. We feel much more secure, we feel much more grounded, we feel much more comfortable and confident and much more present within ourselves. So there's that energy moving forward. We're really releasing a lot of lies, but also really also surrounding ourselves with things that are just grounding and securing and beautiful. On the 18th of January, we have Mercury in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. We are mentally disciplined and really can be finalizing plans to gather up information and goals and move towards, a greater sense of what we want to do, a greater focus. On the 19th of January, we have Mercury in Capricorn, trine Jupiter in Taurus. We have an optimistic outlook on life. We are moving towards the big ideas. We're moving towards, big thinking. We are outgoing in communication, which is very comfortable for us Geminis. We like to be outgoing in communication. Just be mindful during this time. I really do see that a lot of times with Geminis, when people lie, we kind of can let it go. We're like, okay, it's wrong. We can point it out. But this is going to be a time where we don't point it out in that kind of kibitzy, sarcastic way that Geminis have. We'll point it out more like, no, that's wrong type of thing. So do be mindful about that because we can cause a little bit of arguments. Also on the 19th of January, we have Venus in Sagittarius squared Neptune in Pisces. We are empathetic. We are compassionate. We are strong in our, commitment to others. This can also make us vulnerable to other people's egos coming into play or wanting to take advantage of us. So make sure we have strong boundaries during this time and make sure that we are being gentle with ourselves. Being calm and gentle and compassionate with us is going to be really important. And just letting that energy radiate outward. Not getting involved in the 5 of Wands, that like other people's nonsense, and the 9 of Wands with other people's, just kind of like that sense of everybody telling you what to do and telling you where to go and how to go. So just be mindful about this during this time. And excuse me, I am going to cough. I'm going to take a sip of water. Sorry about that. All right, now on the 20th of January, we have the sun entering into Aquarius. This is a time where we enter into Aquarius season. We really embrace what makes us feel different, what makes us kind of stand out. We're going to really step out of our comfort zone, move towards a more independent space, and really be focusing on changes we can make for the future. So that's going to be very good for us. We see ourselves breaking out of the vampiric energy, and that's going to be a good thing. Now, also on the 20th, we have Pluto entering into Aquarius. Now, when Pluto comes back into Aquarius, there's extra focus on change and transformation in our lives. There's taking control of our future and really moving towards the innovative and the unconventional. So we are going to be looking at things differently. We're going to be stepping out of a lot of frustrations that we have found ourselves in before and really starting to claim our power, what we want, and what we're looking for within ourselves. Now, also on the 20th, we have the sun in Capricorn conjunct Mercury in Capricorn. Now, something that has happened within the last 6 to 8 weeks, is going to come to a head now. And we're going to start to see the results. This is going to give us an idea of what we want to work on next, how we want to move things forward. It's almost like, oh, okay, since that happened, now I can see XYZ. Like now things start lining up. Just making sure that we aren't stuck in the past. That's going to be a really important thing for us, that we're not stuck in kind of like, it can only be this way, be open to new ideas. That's going to be really important during this time as well. On the 22nd of January, we have the moon in Gemini opposite Venus in Sagittarius. This is a lazy day, okay? Do not expect a lot from yourself on this day. Actually, if you can take it off or, just hide with the covers over your head, that would be ideal. If you can't, then, taking it slow and be kind to yourself during this time is going to be really important. Also know that because you're not really in the mood for a lot of things, you're going to find that you're just a little bit more on edge. You feel a little bit more like, everybody wants a piece of you. You can feel like, people aren't being as forthright as they should be. And again, pulling you in different directions. So just be mindful about this during this time, Gemini. On the 23rd of January, we have Venus entering into Capricorn. We are ambitious and we are focused. We are really looking at love and pleasure and looking at the ways that we can move forward to really embrace our goals, to embrace what we love, what we desire within our life, and really make progress towards our bigger picture, towards our overarching, desires, like where we want to be in the long run. In love, so if we are in a relationship, when it comes to love, we're going to be a lot more conventional and a lot more committed, which can be a good thing if we want it to be, or it could be something where we're like, I'm not really into that. So it just depends where we are at this time. But we are going to be tending towards the more committed, the more conventional. On the 24th of January, we have the moon in Cancer, trine Neptune in Pisces. This really is a time where we love to help people. We're very supportive. We're very understanding. And we our shoulder to lean on. Just make sure that we're not taken advantage of during this time, because we do have some cards, with the 4 of Wands and the 5 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, the, 9 of Wands, and even the 7 of Swords, where it's like it's manipulative and people can be playing off of, oh, well, you think this because this happened once upon a time. Like you think, oh, I'm a nice person because I look like, a person that you knew, or because I knew you, before, and now I've come back and I have other goals. So just be mindful about this, because somebody's going to be kind of playing off the past to get something to happen in the present that maybe you're not so keen on. So just be aware of this during this time. On the 25th of January, we have the moon in Leo, squared Jupiter in Taurus. It's difficult to focus. Take a lazy day, take a time out, get done what has to get done, but don't put any more on your shoulders. It's just not going to work out as productively or in the way that you want it to. We also have the full moon in Leo happening on the 25th. So there will be a separate video on that. Keep your eyes open for that one. On the 26th of January, we have the moon in Leo squared Uranus in Taurus. We're restless, a little aggressive during this day. We aren't sure exactly why. So we can be frustrated with the fact that we're frustrated. And so just be mindful about that. We need to get into our heart and out of our head and really work on, things that make us feel good and not feel bad by working on things that make us feel good. So that's going to be a huge step forward for us. On the 27th of January, we have the sun in Aquarius, squared Jupiter in Taurus. It's a feel good day. Like, let yourself feel good. Seriously. Take it easy. Just know also during this time that we'll think everything is going to work out. So we might not have to try as hard. It's kind of like the rabbit in the hare, where the rabbit thinks, oh, I've got this, and almost wins the race and then sits down and has a nap and oversleeps type of thing. That type of energy can be ours on this day. So just be mindful. We can be a little bit too arrogant. So just be aware of that. Mercury is in Capricorn, conjunct Mars in Capricorn, also on the 27th. So our mind is active. We have plenty of ideas, plenty of plans. We want to have the follow through with them as well because of that sun in Aquarius, square Jupiter in Taurus energy. So just be mindful that can throw us off our path. So being aware of that is super important. We also have Uranus going direct in Taurus on this day. So with Uranus going direct, Uranus comes out of retrograde. There we go. And what we're going to see is that we're way more open to change and opportunities than we were before. Like before we were stuck, we felt overwhelmed. It was the same old coming forward. For the past couple of months, we've been like, why aren't I making the progress that I want to make? And we're going to start, we're going to start to see ourselves really moving forward in a creative way and really taking action. Now I'm just going to take another sip of water since it seems to be really helping my voice. All right, there we go. Oh, fantastic. All right. So now on the 28th of January, we have Venus in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. we are pleasure focused. This is a time to look at our goals, look at what makes us happy, how to move forward, how to progress, how to help others, and also how people can help us, like really sitting there and saying, I don't have to do this all by myself. And that's actually going to be a revelation that we have around the 28th. It's like, I'm not in this all by myself. We're more responsible, we're more focused, and we can really use this to our advantage. Also on the 28th, we have Mercury in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. This is where unconventional ideas come forward. We're kind of thinking outside of the box. We're really open to new ideas, new experiences, really sitting there and saying, you know what, let me look at this differently. Like, let me take this all in. Let me see how things are changing. Also on the 28th of January, we have Venus in Capricorn, trine Jupiter in Taurus. Luck is on our side. I mean, this is a day where we are lucky. We're thinking outside of the box. We're looking at things differently. We are kind of ready for inspiration to hit, and it can hit and strike in the most unlikely ways, but I do see it based off of something that either we were interested in the past, or something that intrigued us as a child, or we could say, oh my gosh, my grandparents used to do this, or my parents used to do this, or whomever, that energy comes in, and it's like, oh, this is something that happened once upon a time in my own story, and now I'm seeing it utilized forward. On the 29th of January, we have Mars in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. Energy and enthusiasm are strong, and it's really making us innovative, interested, like, sitting there and saying, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can move forward this way. We're looking at things differently from the way that we normally look at them. And we're really embracing the unusual. Now, the 30th and the 31st of January, they're a little bit intense. So mark it on your calendar. Let yourself be kind to yourself on this day, because really on the 30th of January, the moon is in Libra, squared Venus in Capricorn. We're really not wanting to deal with people. We're not. We're just not into it. I don't want to be, like, we're going to really say to ourselves, or maybe even out loud, you're annoying me. Like, this is just annoying me. So just be mindful about this during this day. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a time out. Let yourself just kind of breathe. On the 31st of January, we have the moon in Libra, squared Mars in Capricorn. Again, irritable energy comes forward. It's strong. We're easy to snap at each other. We're easy to feel frustrated. It's just kind of like, we're working things out. We're releasing a lot of negative energy. And this is the last day that it kind of, wants to cling on us. The last 2 days of January, we're going to see that we're stepping out of an energy like blockage that we've been in. And everybody's this way. It's in the stars for everyone. So everybody's a gem, just a gem. It's so much fun. But just know here that you have to be kind to yourself. You have to slow it down. If you can just, move forward gently, if you can come from the heart, if you can embrace love, that is going to be one of the most beautiful things you can do for yourself during this time. And it's going to be very transformative. So here, it's also really going to be, it's not going to be easy, but you're going to get to the root of the problem, like to the root of why you're having a tough time, like why things are being irritable for you. And then it's going to be like, oh, breakthrough, like, oh, revolution coming through. So that's going to actually be a good thing. So let's see here what Spirit has to say. We have Celestial. Gemini, you're way more affected by the stars than you would ever think you are. So astrologically speaking, you're way more affected by things than you think. So just like, let yourself feel, let yourself be on this mad, crazy ride that is this earth, and enjoy it. Our subconscious chakra energy is family reverse. This is the root chakra. We need to connect with our root chakra, our family, our energy, however that manifests in our lives, whatever family means for us, and being able to move forward in that energy and from that blockage is going to be really, really great for us. It's going to be just a sense of being set free. Yeah. Our subconscious not chakra, but energy to be mindful of is the hangman reverse. We're going to think, I have to see things differently, right? I have to reinvent the wheel. And Spirit's like, why? Why do you have to reinvent the wheel? So just be mindful that we're going to be looking at things and things that we've been working really, really hard for and hard on, and thinking, oh no, I have to reinvent all of it. And Spirit's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. So just be aware of that. Our subconscious tarot message is the 3 of Pentacles reverse. Which is funny. I laugh because this is saying we're not really a team player during this time. Subconsciously, we really want to work on things by ourselves. We really want to get things focused and aligned and really, embrace that insight and that coming together of things. So just being aware of this during this time, that this might not be the best time to collaborate with other people. So just be aware of this. And I laugh because the last 2 days of January were so like I need to be by myself, and subconsciously we're just like that for the whole entire rest of January. So if we can just be kind to ourselves and move slowly and at our pace if we can, and if we can't, if we have other people's schedules to adhere to, then just being kind to ourselves, giving ourselves extra time, being extra gentle to ourselves is going to be really important. All right, Gemini, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And just to let you know that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.